Well, welcome back into the mid-Norfolk garden here. We've got this fantastic bed of primrose, one of the brightest and most cheerful of the spring flowers. They'll colonise areas quite well. Natural colour tends to be this pale yellow, but just look, you'll get, if you do allow them to seed around, some hybridisation. We've got whites, and very occasionally, with the yellow centres, they'll throw off a really dark magenta red like this one. They're worth propagating, and they will seed themselves quite freely around in banks. Just look here, what to look out for at this time of year. You can see these quite characteristic little serrated leaves on these young little seedlings around this clump. And they won't just seed locally, the seed is quite fine, and just look here, almost 2 to 3 meters away from the nearest clump, we've got this little patch of seedlings that are coming up in the lawn, which is quite a common feature around where you've got primrose. I hate to mow over these, so if you can, what I'm going to do now is show you how to dig these up using this quite narrow pointed trowel. The roots of these seedlings, although the plants are still very young and only germinated over winter and growing this spring, are quite thick and fibrous. They're white and quite deep, so you need to get the trowel and a good clump of soil from around the base of the plant. Don't expect them just to be rooted on the very surface. You can see this one's going down probably 3 or 4 inches. You'll do a fair bit of damage to the root systems, so if you can get a clump of soil with them, they'll get away much quicker. I'm going to pot these into a general purpose compost, just a standard bagged compost from our local garden centre. Soil-based composts will probably be better, but this will do them for the first season. So what we want to do is get these planted at the same height that they were growing in the lawn. Try and remove as much of the weed seed from around them. If you've got seedlings of either grass or other plants, try and remove that from the clumps, unless you're going to plant them directly out into a grassy bank, which will do very well if you do naturalise these. Primrose is a tough native plant here in the UK, and it will grow well, as we've shown you, in banks or in meadows, but it does best in a border area in dappled shade and where it can keep growing throughout the summer months with a little bit of moisture. But having said that, over the last few years we've had some really dry summers here, and the primroses have done very, very well. It's a bit of a job doing this one-handed while holding the camera and filming, but just let's get this last one out, trying to remove as much of the grass as I can from around the base, and then just firming up the soil with the roots in there and getting them back into the compost. Now's the ideal time of year to be looking for these little seedlings. Do have a look around in the grass and get them out at this time before you start mowing regularly. Surprisingly, they do tend to survive having their leaves mown by a lawnmower for a little while, and some will even come into flower this season, but they'll do far better for going into a decent area. So I've bought them now, this pot of 6 little seedlings. Give them a really good drenching with water. So you will have really given them a little bit of trauma onto the roots, digging these up and getting them into compost. I'm going to pop them into a nice shady area now. I don't want these in direct sunlight. They'll wilt very quickly if you've got them in too much brightness. So somewhere a bit dank and dark for the first week or so until you see them starting growing away. Thanks for watching.